All right, guys. Welcome to our second episode of The Last of Us review. We're going to review the third episode.
Episode 3, baby.
All right. Justin, would you like to begin?
Would I like to begin? I mean, I thought it was a very good episode. I thought this episode was great writing.
Okay.
Great writing to go back and explain characters that I guess their actions will continue the story on for Joel and
Ellie.
Okay.
Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really good, and a lot of people are saying that this is the best episode of TV, or one of the best episodes of TV. Period.
Cap.
All right.
I thought it was really good, though. I mean, I can see why people said it. I can see it.
What do you give it rating wise?
Give it another 9.
That's 3 nines from you, Jason.
Yeah, give it another 9.
Prestigious.
Okay.
You don't think so?
My ratings.
What?
What, a 2, 3?
No. So petty. So petty. 8.5. I get 8.5.
Fair enough. So-
I do think it was good writing. What I did like, I'll say, is we're accustomed to being introduced to a scene or characters that have nothing to do with Joe and Ellie, and then seeing how it connects, and this time it was reversed. So we're introduced with a scene with Joe and Ellie, and then majority of the episode is not about them. So they did a good job of still keeping your attention and keeping you interested, even though we're still trying to figure out this cliffhanger with Joe and Ellie. With that said, I kind of wish it wasn't so Bill and Frank focused.
Okay.
Like, I would have preferred little connections in the middle, if that makes sense.
As in going back between Bill and Frank and Joel
Right, and just seeing, like, how that connection built along to where it is now versus they met at dinner, he left in the house. Okay?
Yeah.
And in passing, if it's like one of those, if you heard it, you heard it, when Tess is packing up whatever, and Frank is like, I think we should have a code.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
The
80s
80s
means
music,
trouble.
yeah.
Right? And it's kind of like, if you didn't catch that, because, they're in the background saying that, but the camera's focused on Joel and Bill.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those, if you heard it, you heard it. I just wanted them to show how that relationship was built. Just
more,
a little
more
bit,
in
yeah.
depth with it. I
Yeah.
feel that. I feel that.
But, yeah, that's it.
That might be my favorite take that you have ever said on this podcast so far.
Oh, kudos.
Excuse me.
Vic?
So, looking at it from the perspective of me playing the game, I didn't like what they did. They completely changed it from the game.
Okay.
Completely.
If I were to look at it in the aspect of it just being a show on its own,
Mm-hmm.
great writing, great storytelling, great emotion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the episode gets a 7 out of 10,
Okay.
only because I'm more of a fan of how they portrayed this scene in the game,
Gotcha.
which I'll go more in depth to it in a second because I have some problems I do have with the show
Mm-hmm.
that I want them to fix
Mm-hmm.
that I'll go in a second. But like I said, 7 out of 10. They gave more in-depth character of Bill and Frank, sure, but I have my problems.
So, in the game, you don't see Frank you do run into Frank eventually. When you finally run into Frank, it's with him already being dead. This here, I feel like they portrayed the relationship in the game, in my opinion, a little bit better. For my liking, because it wasn't so focused on them, but at the same time, you had enough information to kind of understand how their relationship was. In the show, however, kind of piggybacking off of what Alicia said, it's like it was way too focused on them. if the goal is to finish the entire game 1 with this season, I feel like that was just too much time on them and not enough time on the actual story that progresses.
I hear that.
I actually gave the episode, initially I gave it like a 6, but then I thought about it a little bit. I'm like 7.5.
Fair enough. The problems I have with the show, the whole Joel and Bella, because I ain't calling her Ellie because she's not my Ellie. She's trash. So
They
I'll
give
call her
her
by
a-
her
Stop
first
it,
name.
bro.
Bella.
Stop it,
Different
bro.
name.
Stop it.
Bella Ramsey.
Stop it.
She's trash.
She's not trash, bro.
Ellie is not sadistic in the video game. That whole cut the whole person and stab him, Ellie
Yeah.
would never do nothing like that. She'll either just kill him or leave him because he can't move.
Yes.
Right? So you're changing that. That's one.
I agree. I actually agree with that.
Like what Zay said with the whole
My dog's spitting this pod.
with the whole Bill and Frank thing.
Mhm.
Bill and Frank, it's not said that Bill is gay, but it's insinuated without saying it. And Frank and Bill had a fallout, and Frank left Bill, actually.
He actually stole the battery
Yeah.
to the car.
Yeah. And then when Joel and Ellie meet Bill, Joel and Bill go on a little trip or whatever, a little mission, and they find Frank hung himself. And he killed himself.
Yeah.
And Bill didn't know this whole time. He just thought Frank left, and that level of emotion in the game was very heavy and riveting, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because of
Because-
the storytelling.
Because Bill was mad when he found Frank. But then like you can also hear in his voice that he was sad that, man, he's gone. So like we can't like actually like reconcile type of emotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got the whole when Joel and Ellie meet Bill, everything in the whole town is booby trap, blah blah blah. Joel gets snare trapped, so he's hanging upside down. You're actually fighting a bunch of zombies shooting them,
thought we were gonna
and,
get
and
that.
you think you're gonna die. And then that's how Bill comes in and saves them, starts cutting up, shooting up zombies. I thought we were gonna get that. I think we were robbed of that, and that's the problem I have. The small problem I have with the show so far, because we were robbed of the Marlene fight. We didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
Right.
We were robbed of the fight in episode 2 when Tess died because everything was already dead, and they're not giving us Savage Joel like we get in the game numerous times.
Preach,
I don't
bro.
know. I don't know if they're trying to do.
I told you my man shooting from half court this episode.
I don't know if they're just trying to
crazy.
do a straight storytelling thing, but we need Savage Joel because that portrays and personifies his character more in depth. All right. The one thing I do like what they did with Bill, they made him a survivalist.
Yes.
We don't know why Bill does all this snare trap stuff in the game, but it's whatever. It makes sense. And my last thing is, what the hell is Bill doing with a rifle and open with no cover, shooting these people
Facts.
when the Raiders come? What? Doesn't make sense.
He was definitely a lot smarter in the game.
Yeah. more prepared and
and
stuff.
more prepared in terms of that. Like this man had, like to Vic's point, like booby trap after booby trap after booby trap. Like
The whole town.
He survived that though.
Yeah.
Thanks to Frank.
Yeah.
Well, he also got
But I mean-
shot thanks to Frank too. So
Yeah. That little moment.
I mean,
and then
he survived
Frank,
that.
And then Frank grabs him. They walking slow. Nobody
Yeah.
else gets shot.
yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
yeah,
because they was too busy getting burned up.
Okay.
I guess.
Kind of hard to shoot you on fire.
I heard bullets still going.
Just letting off in
Just
the
like-
air.
yeah, I guess.
Ah!
Finger on the trigger, huh?
Wait, how I go?
Everybody got automatics, huh? Makes sense. But it's a great show, man. It's a great show. I just
Yeah.
have.
It is. I just feel like this episode. I don't know, man. I this is why I don't listen to comments. Like, oh, it's the best episode. Da, da, da. That's why I listen to comments, man. Because my hype level was here,
Yeah, exactly.
and what I got was here.
And there's something which I imagine. is
I
gonna
thought
be
you go off
next.
of reviews though.
Yo, this y'all out here potting like it's the finals. What's going on?
I mean,
Jason from
What's going on?
I remember him saying
No,
this.
I like it. I like it.
I'm here.
I remember him saying this.
Jason chose violence.
I like it.
Demon time.
Talk about it.
He's a villain.
Big Eisen energy right now.
I'm Captain America over here. He's Red Skull in this piece.
Oh gosh, I got on red too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
Anything else to add?
No.
Good.
But
I'm
there's one thing which I think is going to be the next episode or the following episode that's going to happen. I'm not going to say between who,
Okay.
but brothers.
Oh yes.
If they do that like the game, whew, get ready. That's all I got to say.
man,
Well, I kind of already figured it out when you said brothers.
you don't know what we talking
No,
about.
you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. You think you know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking
Yeah,
Okay.
I know what she think,
about. I know what she thinks too.
but no.
I don't got no clue.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen, we'll get there. We'll
yeah.
get there. We'll get there.
Not us switching places.
I don't got no clue.
All right.
hey,
That's it.
and they're brothers.
Yeah, there you go.
See
Yeah,
what I did there?
there you
See
go.
what I did there?
But I mean,
All right. Anything else to add?
anything else I would have to add would. I don't want to get canceled.
Maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
Oh no, but we need it for the short. So go on. Let's
Nope. Nope.
It's 11KJ.
I
Talk
don't know.
something nice. What?
We just got monetized. I'm
Be
good.
careful.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I know you wanted to talk about the politics side of things. Don't shy away.
Oh, it's not I want to. I wanted to know where are we going here? Like, are we treading lightly? What are we?
I mean, I used a light take of what I really wanted to say, to be honest. But I think I got all of my points across.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
no.
fair.
I think the points
Okay.
that you guys made are strong points. It's valid
Okay.
Yeah.
for people that have played the game. Myself, I don't know any of that stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at it with different eyes.
I will say if you're not gonna play the game, at least watch the cutscenes.
I'll see.
It's only 4 hours, but you can break it into parts.
I'll play the
Okay.
game.
All right.
I'll play the game.
The game is fire.
I'll find some time to play it.
I
Yeah.
prefer part 2 just because of the gameplay.
I heard part 2 was not as good as part 1.
Story,
No.
I think story on one's better. Gameplay in part 2 is one of the best games ever made.
I heard people were disappointed about part 2.
No,
Because
people
of the story.
people are mixed because of things that without getting into spoiler territory, and it's heavy spoiler. People are, yeah. She's looking at me because she spoiled herself.
not what I
People are mixed because of how the story was written, but in my opinion, it was perfectly done.
I would say perfect. I didn't like the ending.
Well, minus the ending. The end, bro. They literally had like 3 different endings, like 3 different times they could have ended that game,
Yeah.
and the ending was dragged out. I will say that for Last of Us Part 2, but the game itself, in its entirety, it was fire.
The gameplay is one of the best games ever made.
Oh yeah, the game, bro. I've never jumped so hard in a survival game in my
One of
life.
the best games ever made, huh?
Yes, gameplay wise, because
Wait.
it's one of those things like if I shoot your leg off, it literally looks like I shoot your leg off. Blood coming out, veins, bones, all that.
And the
Accuracy is
yep.
crazy.
And
You're
the
on fire,
AI,
you're on fire.
Yep, and the AI
Are smart, yeah.
are smart. They're
Yeah.
actually communicating with each other. Each AI has they have names,
I got it. Okay.
and they're actually communicating with each other. like you hear them talking. They're like, "Hey, yo,
It's
Billy."
funny.
Da-da-da-da. Like they have like a whole backstory, like characters who aren't even main characters.
Yeah.
You know a
They're
game
not
that's
cutting us a check for this.
you know a game that's better, where the AI is also equally smart.
What?
Def Jam Fight for New York. Think about it.
Classic.
All right, in the pot.
Classic.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's a classic game.
Because the AI, you get pushed into the crowd. What the AI do? They're gonna give you a crowbar.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you a bat.
Yeah.
Give you a chair. They're gonna give you something.
It's nothing compared to this.
Nothing compared to this.
Nothing compared to it.
I don't
Nothing
know how we
compared
got
to
here.
it. When they killed
How did we get here?
I don't know.
when they killed
Okay.
D-Mob,
'Cause he's a
you ain't
villain.
feel that when they killed D-Mob.
Nothing,
Okay.
bro,
that was so long
it's
ago.
nothing
Okay.
compared to it.
I was a kid when D-Mob got killed. I was like, no, D-Mob.
Because you're a villain.
No, man. I was like, nah, it's my dog. He died. Now I got to go kill Danny Trejo.
Ain't for the lie though. That game was before its time. I love that game.
That is
That
my
ain't got
personal.
nothing to do with the Last of Us.
I'm sorry.
That's him.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
deviated.
That's me. Because we're talking about
Anyways,
games. That's my favorite game of all time.
All right.
we'll
sorry.
have a
Really?
different episode
Really?
about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching our Last of Us review. We'll do it again next week.
Deuce.